Welcome to this week's episode of the Pull List Examiner. This is my weekly video where I take a look at the top 3 comic books that I am looking forward to reading on New Comic Book Day. New Comic Book Day this week is going to be October 19th, 2022. And I have to mention DC Comics this week. Wow, the amount of comics coming out from DC Comics this week are amazing. They're these heavy hitter ones that I love to read. We've got Aquaman Andromeda coming out, and I think we're getting close to the end if this is not the end. And we've got another One Bad Day Batman. I've read the last 2. They're really good. This one's about the Penguin. I think it's written by John Ridley. And then we get another issue of Black Adam, which if you haven't been reading, I'm kind of excited about with the movie coming out next week. But really, they've introduced a new character called White Adam, and there's some interesting character development that's going on in that series. And then we also get what's arguably one of the best titles out right now, which is Nightwing. We get another issue of Nightwing this week. There's 2 additional DC comics that are making my top 3 list for this week, so let's jump into those right now. Starting off this week with number 3 is Batman the Knight. This is the Chip Zdarsky series, and we are finally getting the last and final issue. The finale is here, and it's issue number 10, and I am really looking forward to see how he's going to wrap this up. I've said before, I'm still curious if he's going to somehow interject some of this Batman lore that he's written in these 10 issues into his new writing that he's doing on the main Batman title. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but Chip Zdarsky is doing a good job over there, and this title was really good as well. So if you haven't checked this out, I'm sure it's going to be out in trade soon. It's 10 issues, and it was worth buying. And coming in at number 2 this week is going to be Mindset, issue number 4. This is a Zach Kaplan title. If you've seen some of my previous shows, I love Zach Kaplan's writing. His sci-fi is right up my alley. I love reading it, and I am really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next in this series. It basically revolves around this concept of some Silicon Valley gurus or Silicon Valley nerds who come up with this idea of mind control through an algorithm, and it works. And then they figure out how to plug it into a phone app, and now they basically have the ability to control people's minds. And what would you do if you have that ability? There's definitely some philosophical issues going on here. There's some excitement with how they're trying to roll out their app and what they're doing amongst the individual characters themselves. So there's some character building going on. Really, it's just a good overall title. If you haven't checked it out, it's by Vault Comics. I recommend picking it up. And at number 1 this week, we've got Rogues, issue number 4. I believe this is the final issue of the Rogues storyline. Joshua Williamson wrote this. It is literally a heist movie, if you want to call it that, heist comic that is set in the Gorilla Grodd world, and it is really fun seeing all of the rogue gallery of the Flash working together in the future. They're all kind of hitting their quote unquote final days. They're old, they're grumpy, and this story has just been so fun to read. I think there's been a delay on releasing this last issue, so a lot of people are actually waiting to see how the story is going to resolve, and I am one of them. It has been a great read though. If you can find the back issues, it is in that prestige format too. So whether or not you like spending that few extra bucks to get that magazine format with the nice oversized pages, I actually do like that. So check it out. It has been a great story and is definitely worthy of the number 1 spot this week. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Pull List Examiner. I do not have anything that I'm dropping off my pull list yet, so I do not have an additional segment this week. This is my final segment, so I'll just say goodbye. See you next time on the Pull List Examiner, and remember to read them, bag them, and board them. Have a good week.